Hello students, I am your commerce teacher and welcome to Vector Classes. So the topic that we are going to discuss today is known to many of you. So the topic we will be starting today is marketing mix 4 P's. So the first term which we see over here is marketing. Then what is marketing? Marketing means many activities which we can combine in order to attract the customers towards our product. There can be many ways of marketing, but the topic which we are concerned right now is the 4 P's. So what are those 4 P's? Firstly, we need to ascertain what are the 4 P's. The first P refers to price. What is price? Price means the money value which we need to give to buy a product. So in order to get a product into our hands and be satisfied with that product, we need to pay a price. Secondly, we need to know what we are buying. We are buying a product or a service which will give us utility. So the second P refers to the product. Now, in order to get the product, we need to visit the market, or the product needs to reach us by various ways of distribution. So number 3 will be place. What is place? Place means the various ways of distribution methods by which we can reach the product. It can be online, it can be offline too. Number 4 is how we get to know about the product. In order to know about the product, we have to see it on the TV, hear it over the radio, or watch it on the internet. So the 4th P is nothing but promotion. Means how the product is being promoted into the market. So in order to know all the 4 P's, we need to firstly know what are them. Now these all are the elements of marketing mix, but these all separately are also a type of mix because they contain many sub-factors. So firstly, we come to the first point, that is the price mix. What is price mix? Price mix involves decisions regarding the basic price of the product. Means we have to ascertain what will be the basic price of the product. Now to ascertain that, we need to understand what is the cost of the product, how much the competitors are charging, and how much the purchasing power of the society is. So in order to ascertain the price of the product, we need to take into account many factors. Second point which we are coming is the product mix. There are various features of a product. In order to ascertain them, we need to know how much quantity that product is coming for, what is the quality of the product, how much it is in demand in the market, and how much brand name it has got in the society. So in order to ascertain the product mix, we need to ascertain many factors, that is packaging, labeling, and many other factors. So under product, we got another 2 points, that is packaging, and second one is labeling. We will discuss this topic later on in this chapter. Now comes place. In order to ascertain the place, we need to understand what are the distribution channels and who are the components of the distribution channel. So in order to ascertain the distribution channel, we need to know that the first and foremost part of a distribution channel is the manufacturer, from where the product is coming from. Now the manufacturer further sells this product to the wholesalers, who in turn gives it to the retailers, and then it reaches the ultimate consumers. So there is a long chain which we have to follow in order to get the product. So this place mix helps us in getting the product at a reasonable price. Last but not the least, we need to know about the promotion. What is promotion? Promotion means how we are getting the product into the market and attracting customers towards it. So we need to ascertain that the customer gets maximum satisfaction by buying the product at a reasonable price. So the main components of promotion will be, for example, you all know, it will be advertising. Advertising helps to get the product into the market through television or radio. Second comes personal selling. We see many salesmen coming door to door in order to sell their product. Then there comes sales promotion. What is sales promotion? Whenever we visit any kind of shopping malls or shops, they give us discounts or some sort of coupons. Those can be taken as a measures of sales promotion. Last point, which is not under the control of the seller or the advertiser, is publicity. Publicity is generally done by the media. Seller has no control over it. Now we need to know what are the factors that will be influencing our marketing mix. So let us first jot down the points. First point, which is the very and the most important point, that is customers. Without customers, a market cannot survive. In order to run a market, a customer must be present in order to buy the product or service. So the most important factor will be customers. Now the question is how the customer will be satisfying your needs. By paying the price. So the customer will satisfy your needs by paying the price, but they also do expect some return from you. What return do they expect? They expect the maximum level of satisfaction. So how does the customer influence your marketing mix? The customer has got some income, they have got some purchasing power, and there are certain more factors which influence the marketing mix of a product. So the second point which we need to know is competitors. Now, who are competitors? Competitors are the persons who sell similar type of products and charge almost same price for the product like the seller in the market. So we need to know what are the habits of the competitor, how they behave to price changes, and how they are setting up their promotional strategies in order to attract the customers. Third point which we need to know is the dealer. Who are the dealers? The manufacturers take into account some persons to whom they give their products in order to spread their market in the society. So they are known as dealers. So dealers sell products by taking a amount of commission and make them available to the customers at reasonable rates. The last point, which may not be related to the seller directly but is a very vital point. The point is government. So what does this government do? Government sets up some policies and programs according to which the seller must work. It creates an environment and some laws and regulations which the seller should follow. Now we need to know what are the following steps in order to ascertain a marketing mix. There are certain steps which will help us know how the marketing mix of a firm is formed. So let us know them. So the first step which we know in order to get a marketing mix is identification. Firstly, we need to know who are our customers and to whom the sales are to be made. So firstly, we need to identify our customer base. So the first point will be identification. Now we need to know how to analyze the customers and their habits. We need to know what are the tastes and preference of the customers in order to know which products they are willing to buy, how much they are willing to pay for it, and many other factors. So we need to know what is the location, how much is the purchasing power of the people in that location, and then ascertain a marketing mix for that particular product. Now comes the one of the most vital point in this step, that is design. Now we need to design our marketing mix as to how we can satisfy our customers and achieve our marketing objectives at the same time. So we need to design a marketing mix combining of the product, price, promotion and channel. Design involves not only the determination but how properly that will all the individual variables of the marketing will be interrelated and giving us the best possible results. Now comes, after designing the marketing mix, we need to test that whether that particular strategy is working in the market or not. So the fourth point which we need to get is testing. We need to test that method of marketing mix in the market. So what does testing means? It is desirable to make a test run of the marketing mix designed by the marketing department. This design mix may be used in a small group of customers. The reaction of customers will inculcate the adjustments required in the mix. Means if there are any flaws in the marketing mix, then we can rectify that after the testing process. So testing is very important in order to choose which marketing mix we require in the society. Last point, if we feel that the marketing mix after being tested is appropriate, then we need to adopt it. And an adoption of marketing mix is made in order to keep it for a long term. But if necessary changes are required in future, we always need to adapt to the changing environment. So adoption will also require some adaptation to the changing environment. So we need to adopt that particular marketing mix. So the last point is adoption. Now we need to know all the different types of mix in details. So firstly we come to product mix. What is product mix? Product mix refers to various features of a product. Firstly, it refers to range of products to be offered for sale. Means the range of products which can be offered for sale. Now we take into account an example of a company which provides many types of products. Suppose we take a brand name named Britannia. Now we know that Britannia provides many types of products like cakes, biscuits and various other products. But this Britannia refers to a brand name. But here we are talking about a company or a big firm. Now we can take example of, I think you all have heard about P&G, Procter and Gamble. So P&G provides many types of products, like they provide shampoos under brand name. They also provide edible oils. They also provide biscuits, cakes and various type of products. So the product range of this type of company is very wide. So in order to ascertain the product mix, we need to know many things about the product. The second most thing which is important is the brand name of the product. We need to know what is the brand name of the product. Like suppose a local company is selling a product and Britannia company is selling similar type of product. We always try to prefer Britannia because it has got a renowned brand name. Everyone who hears about Britannia knows that it sells good products. So we need not judge the product, or secondly we need not again check it whether it is of good quality or not. So in order to grab the market, we firstly need to make a good brand name or create brand loyalty towards our product. The third point, which is the package of the product. What is package of the product? Package means how the product is being packed. Now when we visit a grocery shop, we see the same thing is being provided in a separate pouch or a packet, but can also be available in loose amount. So but we prefer the packet one because we feel that it has got some brand name and the packaging is good, so it will not be damaged. So packaging helps in protecting the damage of a product and ensuring that it will not be of bad quality. Last point is the labeling on the package or product. Why labeling is required? The most important factor why labeling is required, it gives us information about the product, how much quantity it is available in, it is coming from which brand, whether it is ISO marked or not, and what is the expiry date, and it gives various information about the product which is required in order to stay safe. Now we will discuss packaging in details. So what is packaging? Packaging refers to wrapping, crating, filling or compressing of goods. So it refers to various methods, that is wrapping or crating or filling or compressing. Why do we do all those? In order to protect the product from spoilage, pilferage, breakage or leakage. Now there are various bulky materials like cotton and jute which can be compressed into bales, but for small products like toothpaste or soaps we need not do so much of packaging because it can come in small pouches or packages. Why packaging is required? A good package protects the product from damage and deterioration during transportation and storage. If a product has to be transported for a long distance, packaging provides it from damage and deterioration. The package helps to identify the product by indicating its nature and content. We can identify the product by looking at the package. By sealing the package, a producer can save the customer from spurious products. Now, if we seal the package, the customer will not be getting spurious products. Point number 3, packaging facilitates the branding of a product. Now, we need not give any brand name separately if a package is given. The brand name could be printed on the package and could be known by the customer by seeing the label of the product. The package lends individuality and prestige to the product. By giving a package, we provide prestige to the product. Point number 4 is saying packaging reduces the cost of the transportation and storage and widens the market. Now packaging reduces the cost of transportation because it can make the product feel compact and easy to store. Point number 5 says packaging often has reuse and resale value for the customer. Like the tins of dalda can be used by the housewives for storing provisions in the kitchen. Similarly, many empty packages can be used for various purposes in the house. Now they have told packaging helps to increase sales and obtain high prices. Now if we are selling a product loose, then customers are reluctant to pay a high price for it. But if we provide it in a good package, giving some good brand name and also putting a good label on it, we can get a higher price for the similar type of product. So packaging is very important. Now if we provide packaging, it should be convenient to handle and use. Now the second point, which is very important, is known as labeling. Then what is labeling? Labeling means putting identification marks or labels on the package. A label is an important feature of a product as it provides useful information about the product and its producer. A label may be a part of the package or may be directly attached to the product. A label can be a part of the package or can be directly attached to the product. Now, what information are given on the label of a product? First is name and address of the producer or dealer. Second is weight and measurement of the product. It can be in grams, kgs, liters and various other measurements. Directions for the proper use of the product. How the product is to be properly used. Then comes date of packing. When the product is being packed, maximum retail price including local taxes. Now labels can be differentiated into various types. So let us know what are the types of labels. First is brand label. What is brand label? Brand label indicates the brand of the product. Now the descriptive label provides written information about the basic materials, contents, performance, use, expiry date or other types of products. So there can be two types of labels. One is brand label and another one is descriptive label, which gives thorough information about the product.